Hello and welcome back to another game on Arena, a 1v1 between Hera playing in blue as the Spanish and a player called the Trip to Panama. I don't know who this is, just gonna call him Panama I guess, or maybe the Trip, playing in red as the Burmese. And as far as I know, Hera was streaming and this was supposed to be his last game, so yeah, like a quick arena game and be fine with that. So I'm not really sure if this is a good idea to cast, because you can see it in the title. It's gonna be a 3 hour and something game, so over 3 hours, one arena game, and in the first 3 hours there won't be a winner, the game won't be decided. So yeah, somebody's going to win in the end, but I will not cast all the game, because it's gonna be quite boring at times, I guess. So I will try to go through the game and like cut the video so it should show the more or less interesting parts. Hera at the same time went for a little bit of a challenge, wanted to go for either 200 conquistadors or 200 villages. In Spanish it makes sense. Not sure, I think he was not able to complete this challenge in this game, as it was really neck and neck. And Spanish against Burmese is gonna end in a trash war, obviously, where the Burmese have pretty strong Helvetia, Spanish have full trash actually, but it's not easy to like go for a big push or anything. Let's go for the early game though first and see what the players are up to and what the map is actually offering them. Main gold forward for Hera. Quickly check his steer. I think they are in the back here. Yes, safe in the back, close to second gold, but quite far away. Second and third gold actually safe in the back. Main stone safe in the back. Quite nice map for Hera here. Only the second stone forward outside. On the other side, Panama, second gold or third gold forward, main stone forward. Main gold forward, the second gold safe in the back. We have deer outside and quite far away actually, but he's using a sheep to keep the gate open, so everything fine here. And what else am I missing? 2 golds, the second stone outside on the left here. Relic wise, the map is offering 5 relics I think, one close to Panama, another one maybe a little bit closer to him, but in a neutral zone. We have an extra stone here in the middle, then to the top, extra gold closer to Hera, this relic close to Hera, second relic close, actually 3 close relics for him, and this one quite protected at that. Extra stone, extra gold on the side here, on the bottom side of the map if you want so, but also closer to Hera, so I think the map for him a little bit better. And again, it's gonna be a long game, so apparently it didn't really matter so much. We are gonna skip through the Dark and Feudal Age from now on to see what the players are up to. I didn't see the start of this game. I switched in like at 1 hour and 30 minutes or something and was expecting to see an GG quite soon, but it did not happen. We have Panama with 3 villages on stone, so it's gonna be a castle for him apparently, unless he wants to go for a really big boom, which is unlikely as the Burmese here. We have castle age coming up by both players. Hera is a tiny bit faster, 3 villages on gold, and he's also on stone, so we might even see conquistadors against Arambai here, and I would love to see Arambai in action once again. Now Panama's going in, not sure if that was by accident or his intention. He is getting a lot of scouting information, he can see the villages on stone, and he expects the castle to come up, which is going to happen sometime in the near future. Yeah, Barry Village is going to build that castle, and the scout calf still alive, 10 HP, but should go down in the end. Ooh, and Hera actually losing the scout, interesting. So the scout battle maybe was going for Panama here. Panama going with a TC on the main stone on the wood line. Would have preferred to see it one more time to the right, but or bottom right, but it's all okay. We have another TC coming up on the main gold on the wood line, so he's going for the 3 TCs first. Got a lot of food in the bank, holy shit. Yeah, saving double bricks and Bosa food is quite good for him, so he will be able to go for villager production for quite some time here. He up 2 plus 3 plus 4 already, and a castle now coming up, and therefore he should be able to get some of those relics. And he's got a monk, monastery and a monk out. Where's that monk going? First relic coming in, second relic, not so easy as they're quite far away, and Hera is picking the relic that is farthest from him. Yeah, so he's getting 2 relics in safely, but I think Panama should be able to get one of those maybe, unless Hera can stop the monk. And there's a conquistador, and 1 conch is enough to take down a monk, provided it's not starting to convert from 9 range. Now of course Panama knows that as a conquistador is going to try to convert the conch here. Actually done Sanctity as well, and now Hera needs to hurry, but looks like Hera is able to get at least 3 relics, and that monk might need to drop the relic. This could be too late, but the conquistador missed, and wow, that's amazing. Actually Hera with a little bit of luck here, able to pick up 3 relics, 4 relics in total, and that's huge, because in late game relics really do count. We're going to find out around this game. We have Arambai now on the field, 17 attack, the Conquerors on 16. Yes, Arambai HP should be 60, they're a little bit better at that, but Conquerors with more armor, so more or less neck and neck. I guess the Arambai, they don't cost food as far as I remember, but they should be a little bit more expensive. Not quite sure about that. Conquistadors tend to be stronger somehow. Maybe it's easier to micro them. Ooh, nice. Got a conversion here. Monk going down. We have now a little bit of booming going on, and I think the players will try to go to Imperial Age as fast as possible now. There is not really much to get on the open map. Panama housed for a little bit here. As for Hera, a lot of gold in the bank, but not so much food. So he had too many villages on gold for quite some time, I guess. 5 villages here, and that's the other 5 on the second gold. Hera has enough stone for a castle almost, and it looks like he wants to put it up on the second stone, which makes sense, also guarding that extra gold. I like this castle position. He's opening the walls here, and we have the Imperial Age coming up for Panama first with the Burmese. What do we expect here actually? They have really strong champions. They could go for Arambai, we could see elephants. This castle may be too ambitious. Ooh, this is close, but there's enough Arambai, and Hera doesn't have monks around, so actually the castle will go up, and with Panama being the first to hit Imperial Age, he will have a big advantage at in early imp, because he can go for that castle, can try to take it down from safe distance and from underneath the castle. So now with Imperial Age coming up soon, I wonder if Hera can actually save his castle here. He's got 2 of them, which is quite nice, but so has Panama. Only advantage for Hera is also on the way up to Imperial Age. If he can stay with 2 castles here, he will have doubled the trebuchet production in close distance. We have University coming up now for Panama as well. The first trebuchet is out, and mining camp on that extra stone, so maybe it's Arambai for him, not sure. Let me slow down for a second and see what he's up to. Barracks is up, but that's pretty much it, I guess. What else? No, it's Arambai, it's trebuchet, it's nothing on that. Chemistry on the way, maybe bombard cannons here, it's an option, I guess. Arambai do get bombard cannons, right? I think so. Bloodlines coming from both players, chemistry coming in, conscription, you can see it here from Panama, and that castle from Hera is definitely going down. Siege workshop coming up behind this. So Hera left with 1 castle only, which is not too good if he wants to stay on Conquistadors, and Arambai trying to go for a little bit of a raid. Monastery also going down, and Monk moving forward, but he cannot pick up these relics as long as Conquistadors are around. So Hera should go for the relics again. I think he will do that. Hera actually going for the Elite Conquistador upgrade while this castle is getting attacked. Ooh, he needs to repair it as fast as possible. Elite Conquistadors is not going to be researched. What a big mistake for him. I think that was too ambitious. Now quick houses coming up. He's going for another monastery. Get the relics in, and now archer ranges. I guess we're going to see elite skirmishes here against Arambai. They are elite actually. Fully upgraded, I guess, because there's only a +1 defense upgrade for Burmese, and 19 attack on 85 HP. That's quite strong. Now Panama even moving forward. Hera is in trouble here, and Panama is starting to steal the relics. He's got now the second relic from 5, 1 in safety, and this one should go home. So in the long run, relic control makes big difference. Castle coming up really far forward. Hera seems to be in trouble here, which is interesting. I didn't see the part of this game, so I didn't know that Panama was actually more or less about to win this game. What is Hera going to do? He is getting attacked. The last castle from is once again in quite bad situation, but there's a bombard cannon somewhere taking down, maybe it went down, taking down trebuchets, and Hera is now repairing with a lot of villagers here. That's 14 villagers, should be enough. Hera has a lot of resources in the bank, but cannot really spend them on anything. Going for more archer ranges. Are we going to see elite skirmishes now? Yes. And there is the Arambai against the skirms, and that numbers Arambai look good. But another trebuchet going down, and the last trap not getting repaired, which is a mistake. Now there's the villagers actually repairing, and the bombard cannon still alive. There's 2 of them, so Hera now spending his gold on bombard cannons. And with this castle standing, it makes sense that Panama is not winning this easily. He's got a castle forward now, but Hera seems to be fine for the moment. 3 traps, you know this is not going to be the winning push, but I wonder why. I wonder how Hera is going to survive this, to be honest. And it looks like the elite skirmish is doing a lot of work here. Are they fully upgraded yet? Looks like yes, which is good. Spanish, of course, full upgrades on all trash units. Castle went down. Ooh, this looks to me like Panama should be winning this. What could have gone wrong here? I'm going to find out very soon. castle actually getting attacked by bombard cannons once again, and this one could go down. Trebuchet here as well. Where's the bombard cannons? I don't see them. Maybe they went down now. A lot of villagers, not so many any longer, repairing the castle. We don't have too many resources in the bank for Panama. Here is low on food, still going for the iron buy. It's now standing in hussars. A nice addition against the elite skirmishers, makes a lot of sense here. Spanish villagers, but they don't have supremacy yet. I think we're going to see this later in the game, which also makes a lot of sense here. And we have Hera still fighting. Does he have supremacy now maybe? Is he sending villagers forward? No. Does he have a castle left? Wait, that's Panama. Sorry, he's sending in a lot of hussars already. And Hera, no castles as far as I can see. So Panama has a big advantage. But now siege rams on the field for Hera, and he's using the trash units to actually try and win this game. Panama is low on military units, only 12, 10 left. No, that's not true. 23, but against 54 from Hera. And this castle is eventually going down. Villager with the last hit taking down the castle, but I think it was the bombard cannon or trebuchet here. And suddenly Hera freeing himself from a big push that happened. At the same time, a little bit of friendly fighting, friendly mining. Now there's a hussar in the way, and the monk going down to the villagers. Ooh, this is bad. But it happens, obviously. And Hera is going for halberdiers, as you can see a lot of hussars on the field. So we're going to see hussars, we're going to see even elite skirmishers for Panama, and we're going to see elite skirmishers and halberdiers for Hera for now, as well as some siege. And I think that's a nice combination. Spanish do good to take this composition. This castle from Panama getting repaired once again, but the trebuchet is still hitting, and the longer you attack, the better for you, as stone count will not stay up forever. Hera, though, losing a bit of ground as there's a good amount of hussars now, and more elite iron buy on the field, so the elite skirmishers actually have to go back. Hera still no supremacy, but another castle now up, and I think with that castle he should go for this upgrade to make sure these villagers are not going to die fast. On the side we have a single hussar raiding the extra gold, nice idea here, and more hussars moving in. They are missing the last attack upgrade, which they probably don't get, I guess. I'm pretty sure Burmese shouldn't get all attack upgrades as their infantry is so strong with a +3 attack in Imperial Age from the bonus. And now the villagers are on 80 HP, +3, +4 and 9 attack. So Hera could now use them. I was wondering, but I think Hera is not going to do it. Would sappers be good on those villagers to take down buildings later on? Because if you want to push and you cannot afford siege, those villagers might be really good against buildings. Sappers is doing like +15, so you have 24 attack on a villager against a building. Could go down quite fast. Again, another friendly mining. Hera is trying to get some gold in, but the hussars once again flooding in. And Hera is keeping his ground. He's able to defend here, but is not able to take down this castle. And now we'll see there's a lot of hussars flooding in. We have elite skirmishers still. I think Hera is pulling the villagers to try and fight here. Yeah, now he's using the villagers the first time in a big fight. Look at this, there's hussars flooding in from the rear, bombard cannons coming up, the castle is still standing, and a few elite iron buy here and there actually. Hera low on food, good amount of wood in the bank, decent amount of gold. How about the relic count actually? Panama has 4 relics, and this is so important. Hera only 1 left, so he was able to steal 3 of those 4 relics, and for the long run this is gonna be really important. You want to get as much gold as possible, you want to get siege, or maybe even the iron buyer on the field, and therefore Hera will have some trouble maybe to fight against this army. As we are approaching the 1 hour mark, with 55 minutes in, this castle is on very low HP, but Hera is putting the bombard cannons back one more time. Not sure, does he get siege engineers? I guess not sure about it. Maybe Spanish are lacking the siege engineer tech, it's possible. Castle should go down now, and there it is. The castle finally gone. There's another castle on the front here from Panama. Hera in the score lead, but not by so much, and this castle getting attacked by villagers. Oh, I wish Hera had sappers. I don't think he went for that upgrade. The castle is still going down. The Arabai, though, able to take down most of these villagers without too much trouble. Elite skirmishers now moving in. At the same time as Hera breaking through in the middle. Bombard cannons taking down the next castle. And Panama suddenly, yeah, he went for oranges, but low on military units. Did he not continue to produce? He's got a few stables here and there. Hussar production going. He might even need to go for elite skirmishers now. And I think we're going to see halberdiers for him later on as well. Oranges now moving forward. It makes sense to go oranges, but not on the open field. You needed a close spot, and the bombard cannons are very good against these oranges. Hera can afford to lose the trash units here, and it looks like Hera now with the better situation for him as he's slowly regaining map control. The Hussar is not really the biggest threat at this point, as these halberdiers can do good damage on those, but looks like Panam is recovering, is getting more military units up once again. Bombard cannons trying to attack those Arambai, and actually they're doing a good amount of damage here. a little bit injured, but not by too much. Hera sending in elite skirmishers, halberdiers, and siege now constantly. And there's the halberdier production going. And we have that siege workshop going on to the castle. Actually, Panama is taking the gold here, while Hera is trying to take his extra stone, going for another TC, so maybe he wants to go for more villages now. I'm not sure if at this point in the game Hera was playing serious. I think he has been for quite some time. It was the initial idea to go for the 200 villagers or 200 conquistadors, but that never happened. Panama 1700 rated, I think, at this point, but probably a smurf, maybe not, I'm not sure. Then it was the game of his life, because going in a 3-hour plus game against Hera, that's something you won't forget so fast, unless you are on his level or a top expert level. Then you say, okay, very good game, a game that I'm going to remember, but maybe not the best game in your career. It really depends, and as I don't know who this is, maybe it is a game of a lifetime. We have siege workshops coming up from both players here, Hussar still moving in, and I'm not sure, but this might be the first time that I want to cut. I'm gonna stay with it for a little bit longer, but we'll try to go faster now with the speed even. And yeah, it's a lot of units going down the KD, approaching a total of 1k2, 1k3 maybe. We have now elite skirmishers on the field. They are missing the defense upgrades, which is really bad for Burmese. But other than that, you have great halberdiers, you have decent hussars. And you can see here siege rams moving forward, taking down buildings. Hera is gaining more and more map control, and score 20k against 23k doesn't really say a lot here. In the end, it's so important who can go for the big push, who can go for the final push actually, and make sure that your opponent cannot produce any longer, so you would win this game. For now, the villages are hard to micro because they're not attacking on their own. Neither do melee units, thanks to E, but okay, they're a little bit better at that. And there's the villagers taking down buildings now, really fast as well, but that might be due to the speed. We have Hussar here and there being annoying. The castle went down on the side here, and Hera is now pushing forward towards the castle and the monastery. If Hera can take the monastery down in this castle, then he has a free pass into Panama space. Like this, Panama is pretty safe on the side here. Archer range is coming up, a lot of farms everywhere, and he's open on both sides because here he overchopped, and on the other side as well. So if Hera was to go in, does he have hussars on the field? Hera actually did not go for hussars here. 1 hour and 15 minutes in, so maybe not, but I think now is a good time to skip over a little bit. And we're approaching 1 hour and 23 minutes. In the meantime, we do see heavy scorpions on the field for Panama. We have small ratings with the halberdiers because Panama open on the side here. On the other side, no ratings yet. And in the middle, there's a TC from Hera, probably producing villagers to have some fighting power. Yeah, he's got to queued up a lot of villagers. You can see it here. So many units queued up for Hera. Same goes for Panama. Look at this. They're spending a lot of resources. Gold's low, obviously. I think all the gold has been mined, or maybe not. Maybe I'm missing some, but it's not really important. House walls coming up for Panama here, and in the middle the fight is still going. Hussars now on the field for Hera as well, which makes a lot of sense here. Elite skirmishers, halberdiers by both, as far as I can see. Yes, the halberdiers from Burmese, let me quickly check. 6+7 attack, so they're missing the last attack upgrade, but getting 3 extra attack, making it 13, and that's quite huge, because those halberdiers are even decent against the villagers with 80 HP. They should be able to do like 10 damage per hit, and that's a lot against Spanish wills. So that's a decent fight for them. Siege workshop, you can see it here, both players are still flooding the trash units, and as long as nothing else is happening, I'm going to skip over for the next part here. Hera now trying to go on the side here with the raid, but there is house walls coming up on the other side. Actually, house walls as well, building walls. So Panama saving his flanks here, making sure the wood lines are not getting raided. Then again, Hera is starting to attack this house. He might be able to go in. Big fight happening in the middle, close to Panama's base, so he has to shorter reinforcement ways. And he's actually caught this, so he's repairing the house and sending one halberdier to take down those hussars. He is saving his wood line for now. No raiding possibilities. In the middle, Hera has a little bit of an advantage. Forward cannon and siege ram still on the field, but of course the gold income quite low for both players, only the relic gold and maybe some market gold. As far as I know, Hera all back to this game to the very end did not go for the guilds upgrade, which he probably missed some part in this game. He didn't want to have it go for long, and then maybe just didn't want to, as he felt it wouldn't really be worth it. It's like 300 gold, and that's tough to get in the very late stages. As you can see, there are still a lot of battles happening between trash units and some siege, but only single siege units here, and for now nothing big happening, so let's skip over to the next part here. We're approaching 145, hitting it now, and not much has changed here. Actually, other than the siege ramp breaking into left hand side, I just seen that. I didn't even see it before I went again. And now Hussars moving in for the first time, going for the big raid, as well as some Halberdiers. So actually, we have Panama maybe in trouble here. Might lose a lot of villagers. Let's see the villager count for him, 118 and dropping. And a lot of Hussars moving in. He's sending Halberdiers and Hussars immediately to try and clear this. Left hand side, though, he is open. The siege ramps taking down a lot of the houses. On the middle, not much push going on, as Hera is moving this to the sides here, trying to stop a push with the cap rams, and I think Panama is able to stop this raiding, but he might have lost a few villages. He's going another TC here, not sure where he did get the stone from, maybe he bought it. And Hera actually at this point in the game would have loved to go for bomber towers in the middle, giving him so much map control, but he's not able to do so, way too expensive. Now Panama is open, but I think he should be able to re-wall this sometime in this game. On the right hand side, again a lot of Hussars, but they're not able to go in. The house wall is standing. This house might go down actually. Can Panama save it in time? In the middle again, siege rams moving forward actually. Hera is gaining ground, but quick house coming up behind this, and Hera needs a siege ram here to go through. Going for the siege workshop first, I guess. Going for the economy might even be more valuable than going for the siege workshop here. Last Hussar dying to the elite skirmishes now. And in the middle, Hera is gaining ground. He's actually able to take down a lot of these buildings. You can see it here, Hera has a lot of wood in the bank. Let's check the farmers quickly. How many farmers do we have? 73 for Hera. As for Panama, quickly check. 93 already. That's huge. That's so many. And Hera now is in on the right hand side for the first time. Going with Hussars, I think you should go to the wood line immediately. Like, cut him off wood, and if you don't have wood, you cannot produce a lot of units other than Hussars. Your farms will run out sometime. But Panama is able to get a TC up, which is very important, and the Halberdiers are clearing this as well as a few Hussars now moving in. Hera once again did go for some raiding, but Panama recovering here, missing the score, and Hera is on 50k score already. Panama 42. This is huge. 50k at 1 hour and 53 minutes. We have the fight still happening in the middle and left hand side. Another two Hussars moving in, and Panama actually trying to go for stone walls here. He was somewhere able to get more stone. Maybe he bought it, maybe he minded it, I didn't see it. But he should be able to finish these walls once he's sending military units. In the middle, Hera is gaining ground. Slowly but surely, there is the buildings falling. Not quite sure if it's worth to go for these buildings here, clear them off. Maybe it's not a bad idea, but you can see it here. A lot of Hussars now moving in once again for Panama to try and combat this army, and this is so important. Panama also 500 gold in the bank. As for Hera, he's low on everything when it comes to the gold and the natural mining resources. Let's call it like that, gold and stone. And Panama, do we have stone for Panama in? No, 6 stone only. He should be able to finish these walls. The villages are there. More barracks coming up on the left hand side to produce Halberdiers. Hera again sending a siege ram here. Onages against that, so we have Onages at this point in the game, really expensive. Panama 800 gold, and very important in some of the supplies coming in, and one of the barracks is researching or did research the man-at-arms upgrade. I'm not sure which one. Sorry for that. Where is it? Can I click here? Yes, there it is. This is the barracks where Longswordsman is getting researched, and if you're going with champions here, you will have such a big advantage, because champions for Burmese with the bonus attack, they can go through anything on the field. So if Panama is able to go with a lot of champions here, we might see a big push from him coming up. I'm going to wait for that to happen, because I think he should be producing already after supplies done, and he's spending a lot of gold. Obviously he's low on resources now. Both players' population capped constantly, and so many units going down. The KD at 2k5 for each player. This is so huge. We have Castle and Monastery still standing. Mengen and Ionacher, sorry, behind the walls. And Hera is close to the walls, but he's not able to break in. On the left hand side, another siege room approaching, taking out those unfinished barracks. But in the middle, it looks like the champions now are doing the trick. And Hera was not panicking, but really surprised and quite amazed that Panama was able to go for champions here. Those champions have 20 attack, and the Hussar has 95 HP. That's good, but against 20 attack champion, you're going down quick. And the siege leads skirmishes villages can't really do too much against them. They're not bad, obviously, but the champions actually, you could see it here, able to push the army from Hera back, and now a lot of units coming in from both sides. Thing is, champions too expensive to go for constant production. Hera actually able to go for Trebuchet and a Siege Ram. Siege Ram will go down. Trebuchet trying to go through the walls here. So Hera might try to go for another raiding attempt. But these are stone walls which are now open on the right hand side. House is still holding. Overchopping close in the middle. Looks like Panama is gaining ground now. He's regaining map, and if he can, he should go for these buildings and take them down immediately. Hera forced to move back here. Low on military units probably. Yeah, 600 against 51 only. And therefore Panama suddenly making this game interesting once again, shifting it to the other side. Interesting, quote unquote. We have Hussar raiding for a little bit on the left and right hand side. Champions actually moving forward, and Hera overchopped. At least champions can go in and try to go for some raiding. Hera immediately pulling those villages to attack the champions. In the middle though, Panama is getting more and more map control back, and he's the one to push now. At 2 hours and 7 minutes, suddenly the game changes for a little bit. Quick house coming up from Hera, finally going to clear these units. A few Hussars in, idle villagers for him as well. That's tough, because you might have fighting villagers against working villagers, and if they're idle, yeah, the idle villager button doesn't really help you a lot. Hera has quite a few idols here. He lost so much. The building's going down to the halberdiers only. Halberdiers and champions actually, therefore it's going on quite fast here. And Panama suddenly with an advantage, even though the score doesn't say so. I think he has a big advantage at this point, and he's able to go for more champions. Those champions 4 melee armor, which is more important at this point at the 5 pierce armor I feel, and a 20 attack on 70 HP. That's quite strong. Now Panama is moving forward. Those buildings, not sure, are they producing? Probably. You look at the production from all the buildings, and probably the same for Panama. Yeah, a lot of units queued up. That's what you need for population, being population cap. 132 villages for Panama actually, Hera 128. So pretty neck and neck, around 70 military population tops for both. And Panama is moving forward, and he is even inside Hera space here on the corner. TC might go down, which is not that important, but still you don't want to lose them. And Hussar raiding on the woodline, so Hera is losing villages. He's probably reproducing some of them. And in the meantime, we have more military buildings coming up forward, barracks and stables. So Panama is going for the push now, and score-wise it's really not much. It's like 10% score difference, so it doesn't really say a lot, but I think I'm not gonna skip until Hera might be able to recover here. It's gonna be past 3 hours, so you know that Hera is not going to lose this in the next 10 to 15 minutes, which is a little bit of a spoiler, but it shouldn't really hurt. And it looks like Hera is recovering for a little bit, and Panama is still going for champions, but they will be more and more expensive, or at least quite expensive in this game. And Hera is recovering with the numbers as well. He's in 70 military units, so his population cap. Even get a trebuchet here. I'm not sure about this one. Trebuchet might not be the best idea ever. He's going for a monk here. So Hera actually wants to heal up units probably. I don't think it's for conversions. It's way too expensive. Hera 200 gold in the bank. 2k5 wood, 4k5 food. As for Panama, he is investing pretty much everything he has, but has a lot of units queued up here, as you can see. And Hera now looks quite safe. He looks once again secure. The monk behind could even try to go for some conversions, but is mainly there for healing. And now Hera is saying, okay, I need to go for some gold units as well. And he's going for hand cannoneers. So you don't want to lose the champions, but you're going to lose them. You definitely don't want to lose the hand cannoneers. He's got 4 of them right now. He's producing more, I guess. Not sure where. I don't see it here. And is Hera going for the standard infantry upgrade as well, for men-at-arms upgrade? Is he going to be able to go for champions here? That would be amazing, but it's unlikely. So I'm not sure. Maybe the hand cannoneers could be the better choice. They're only dying to elite skirmishers, and those skirms, they are not really the best for the Burmese, as we've seen before. So Hera actually is able to hold the ground, and now the battle is once again been moved to more or less the middle of the map, where both players sending armies constantly and where the armies clash and fight. The KD at this point at over 3k for each player, which is huge. It's amazing. 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and Hera on the stream was actually quite fatigued, like that. He was quite tired of this game. I think sometime between 2 hours 20 and 2 hours 40 he did go for a pause, because even his arm or hand hurt. Makes sense, to be honest, but amazing stamina by both players. You don't want to lose this game. You played 2 hours, and Yeah, you played 2 hours to die like this. No, that's not what you want to have. We have Panama getting pushed back a little bit, and Hera now looking good with the Hussars going to left hand side. The hand cannoneers, not many of them, but 4 still left, and they are doing good damage to everything. Hera has also the monk here, wants to make sure this monk and the hand cannoneers are not dying. They will die eventually, because you cannot protect them forever, in my opinion at least. But as long as you have them, you have big attack power against the melee units, and therefore Hera is able to push back for a little bit. The question is, can Panama do anything else other than champions and his trash units? I don't think so. I think he has a very strong army composition, and now it's a question of who can get more army going. So I think I'm going to skip here once again. 2 hours and 36 minutes in. As you can see, was an archer going down. There are still a few hand cannoneers from Hera, 13 as far as the game counts here. And Hera again defending close to his base. So Panama is trying to push here. Onagers even on the field, so he switched from champions to Onagers when it comes to the gold spending. Not quite sure if it's a good idea, but maybe it's the best he has. And these Onagers, he needs to protect them from Hussars, and the Hussars can take them out quite fast. There is 2 monks from Hera, as far as I can see. Hand cannoneers, he's got how many? It's hard to pick them. 10 still left, but Hera's not able to push back here. And at this point in the game, how do you push back? It's just the majority of military units that you need. You need more units than your opponent. You need to be producing faster. And that's quite tough, as Hera is now low on food, but has queued so many units. Look at this, this is crazy. That's like, how many? That's 10, 20, 200 units queued? Is that possible? That's 50, 100, yes. And for Panama, pretty much the same. Not in all buildings, but maybe like 150 queued, possibly. I'm not sure about it. Can't really say that fast. So players are going to continue with this fight, and we are going to see raiding attempt, but not happening. On the other side, we have safe and secure walls here for Panama on both sides, on both wood lines. So it's going to be tough for Hera to even start and raid. And battle is still happening in the middle. Population capped, both players are, and we have a lot of KD here, a lot of kills and death. We're approaching 4k for Hera, and a total of 7k5 at this point in the game, while the Iron players still trying to go for the best push they get, for the best fights they can take. Hand cannoneers now open, 15 of them, but not enough military units to go in for Panama here. And Hera, I think with the hand cannoneers, did a very good thing, because they are so cost effective at this point. Hera is able to keep them. Oh, and there's the 2 archers that Hera was not crying about, but it said about. Misclick here, 2 archers not really doing anything, and that's 90 gold. And 90 gold is so much at this point in the game. Imagine 90 gold, that's pretty much nothing. No, at 2 hours and 45 minutes in, it's a lot actually. Now we have mostly Hussars fighting at the front, Febuary is in the middle. Hera with quite a good amount of hand cannoneers. He should be able to hold this maybe, but is he able to push? It doesn't look like it. And Onager moving forward. One Onager shot on those hand cannoneers could be so important, but Hera is keeping these hand cannoneers safe. That's what he's, therefore he's microing these for as much as possible. Then the Onagers approaching, going down fast. A few champions in the mix now once again. We have good amount of gold for Panama. He's gonna have way more gold in the end of this game, I guess. Another monk for Hera, which I like to see, and it looks like Panama is sending a lot of units, but Hera has the better numbers here, and therefore is able to kill more. Onager moving forward. Can we see a good shot? No, Onager's once again going down. Hera might be able to push this back now for a little bit, as he has more military units, I think. And yeah, Panama only on 50. Is not able to go higher. Hera still a lot of production going. As for Panama, production from everywhere. This is huge, but it seems like Hera is a little bit better here. Score-wise, Hera is close to 80k and Panama close to 70k. I haven't seen something like this before, or at least not in a long time. 2 hours and 50 minutes in. We have still hand cannoneers on the field. How many is it? Misclicking 16, of course, Hussars. 1 trebuchet to hit. is going to hit the hand cannons. Oh yes, trebuchet to hit hand cannons. This is actually quite smart, and the hand cannon numbers are dropping as this trebuchet finally going down. It took like 3, 4, maybe 5 hand cannons. Not so important here. Now Hera at this point in the game was saying, how do I win this game? What win conditions do I have? I don't really have them. What can I do to actually win here? And he is gonna try to go for the win. And it's gonna be quite interesting to see how he's going to do this. But for now, we have the fights in the middle. The hand cannoneers backing up the Hussars. Hussars and the Helmet is moving forward. A few lead skirmishers, 1 trebuchet here once again. And game's still not really changing a lot here. I'm waiting for that point where Hera is going for his, let's call it, plan. Hand cannoneers 14 still, which is good. Hussars moving in. It looks like now Panama has more military units. But no, Hera has a lot more. Doing good fights here, and the KD for him a lot better actually. Plus 500, which is huge. This is really big, even though we are 2 hours and 50 minutes in. Going for that number is good. And now Hera is moving back a little bit because I think he's concentrating on something else already. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's thinking about the plan, but he's garrisoning, grouping his army here and waiting for Panama to attack. A little bit of a ceasefire actually, and Hera is already doing it. You might have spotted it on the minimap. Hera is using an archer to start cutting, and this is quite amazing. It worked for Viper against him in that very long arena game that I didn't catch sadly. And in the middle now, Panama going for another attack here. Actually, the game now lagging a little bit, which is not quite nice. Quickly go to normal and then to fast speed again. But Hera is now trying to go with the Onager with the raid. He doesn't have too many hand cannoneers left. No, it's 15. Actually, I'm wrong. Is it 15? I think he might be losing quite a few of them now. Only 5 left. Panama has the advantage here, even though he doesn't have the numbers of military units, and somehow he's able to kill. And Hera is going closer to the wood line here. This is quite funny to see. 2 hours and 58 minutes, and I think like 3 hours he might be able to go through. And in the meantime, Onager moving forward from Panama. Hera also needed to spend 400 gold to get the Onager upgrade, so this is quite expensive. It's like a big last attempt to win this game, and Panama is not giving up this, as you can see, sending in more and more. Such stamina, it's just impressive. And yeah, even from that stable production from the 2 stables forward, which Panama could have taken down, but it's not a big problem here, I guess. Looks like Panama once again with lower military units here. Hera should be able to clear this. Still has a few hand cannons on the field. Onager not moving forward. Yes, it actually is taking a few damage. I think Hera at this point was trying to go for a queue of shots on the wood line. I'm not sure if it's working, maybe it is, but you can see it here as a bit of gaps. Nobody's going to notice this too fast, I guess, as the one who is getting attacked here. But Hera is getting pushed back. You can see here a big graveyard, and Panama is gaining more and more ground. That's the difference. And there is the X, so it looks like Panama actually saw this now, building a house quickly, trying to wall this. And yeah, Hera was trying to go for the multiple attacks, but it's not working apparently. And Hera microing the Onager cost him quite a lot here, I feel, because maybe he was not able to micro the hand cannoneers as good as before, and Panama is sending in more and more units. Hera is approaching 90k score, KD 4k8 against 4k2, and Onager now starting to move in, but Hera needs to send some units. He cannot go with the Onager only, it's not going to do the trick. Hera though needs to defend in the middle, where if he's putting like 10 Hussars, he might have a disadvantage. Another Onager moving forward. I'm impressed to see how Panama is still affording those siege units, going down without doing anything, so maybe champions would be better, but we don't really know what's the best unit here. Didn't we see heavy scorpions before? Might have been an option. Now the Onager taking down a few villages, maybe, or maybe soon, going through the house. Doesn't really make sense, it's already open. But on the front, looks like Panama is able to at least keep Hera at his base. Now Hera is going with a few Hussars to drag some units. I don't know what the idea about this one is. Onager should be able to go through, but it's not happening, and Panama is not trying to go for that. Onager could go with the villagers easily. Doesn't know what is there. And both players again focusing in the middle, focusing mainly on producing units. Panama decent resources at this point. Hera has more even, and again queued up so many units here. I guess that's, how many is that? That's like 150 already, like 300 units queued up. Is that possible? Maybe not 300, but close to it. And Hera is still getting pushed back. And I'm not sure, is it the Halberdiers that are just stronger? Because the elite skirmishers are not doing the trick. Hussars are evenly strong for both players as far as I can see. So maybe the Halbs are actually doing the difference here. I have no idea. 3 hours and 9 minutes in. Onagers still not go for the villagers, just attacking the ground. But Panama is able to push forward. Now even building more military units forward to archranges. Or did they stand there for quite some time? I don't know. But the fight is happening almost inside Hera's walls. And that's not too good for her, because if you want to win this, you need to be able to push or at least hold the ground in the middle. Onager not doing anything for quite some time here. I don't think I'm going to skip over again, because I want to see if Hera can actually push this back here. For now, Panama has a lot of advantage here, going with forward buildings and sending in units, a lot of Halberdiers, a lot of Hussars. Hera is able to defend this, as you can see, and he should be fine here, provided he's not getting pushed back any farther, and that's about to happen, it seems. We have that Onager finally moving in, taking out a few villagers, but that one villager is going to be able to take the Onager down. No problem whatsoever. Hera did not send any Hussars in or anything where he could have done the damage, and now Hussars actually moving in from Panama. Hera immediately sending Hussars back, but that means Hera is more open in the middle. And now Hera is the one who might lose a lot of villagers here, needs to idle some of his economy. Hussars moving in everywhere. Panama looking good suddenly. Hera, I guess with that attempt, was doing a mistake. It was not going to happen, but he was quite tired at this point in the game. Kid chat from the stream, I was tired too, because it was quite some time after midnight. I didn't even want to stay up for that long. Needed to work the day after. But okay, it was worth it, because this game, one of the most amazing games I've ever seen on Arena. Hera, 96k score, but Panama is the one who is moving forward and is actually trying to push here. Few hand grenadiers still on the field, yeah, 9 of them, a lot of Hussars, a lot of Halberdiers, a lot of elite skirmishers. I'm not telling you anything new here. And Hera, population capped on 176, that's how fast the units are going down. Panama sending in more and more. He's able to actually go with less army. I'm not sure how is he doing that. 52 military units against 84, and still he's the one to push. Maybe he's got more production buildings, is that possible? And he's getting the units out faster, but he's on the same population as Hera. He should have way less military units, and somehow he's able to move forward. Maybe it's the Halberdiers, maybe it's the champions, I have no idea what it is, but it looks like Panama has an advantage here. And Hera is close to 100k score. We are 3 hours and 20 minutes in, and I think I don't spoil anything when I'm going slow for a little bit. Hera is just waiting now for the 100k score and is going to resign. An amazing game, a game that took like forever on stream. It's not really a game for YouTube. I hope by cutting it, it's okay to watch, because watching 3 hours and 20 minutes on YouTube, that's something I couldn't do. Hera is actually not close to losing or anything. He's still fine, he's still got a decent economy, 103 villagers. He is still population capped, but he's so tired, and I think he just wanted to reward Panama by playing such an amazing game. We are going to see the GG soon after Hera hitting 100k score. This is so crazy, but it happened. And yeah, as I said, there is no reason for Hera to resign other than the fact that he did not want to continue this game. And in the end, Panama is getting the win after what is probably the longest 1v1 I have seen on DE. Maybe not ever, not sure, but 3 hours and 20 minutes. That is so much. This is 200 minutes and more of game time. And I hope you enjoyed this game, even though it took forever. See you in the next games, and GG.